During training camp, preseason games, he said, have you seen anything on social media from the Jets in a while that would be an issue? Because remember, during the Rob Saleh years, there were so many instances of guys running to social media and doing things and creating problems that didn't need to be created. And I said, no, other than Quinnen Williams, after Aaron Rodgers, the decision was made not to keep Aaron Rodgers, and he put something out there, it's been totally silent and remained totally silent, even through 0-5, 0-6.
Which is good.
Right.
Which is really good.
Now,
and Aaron Glenn's had a positive effect in that regard.
Yeah, until yesterday.
Uh-oh.
And Breece Hall, who we know has been rumored to be traded even prior to this, posted on Instagram and then finished his post. There was a bunch of pictures of him like in the game and showing up to the game and whatever. And then in the post, he finished it with #free20. Of course, his number is 20. So this could be one of two things. It could mean give me the ball more, our quarterback stinks, free me, or it could be free me, which is more likely, free me, trade me. I've heard the rumors, get me the hell out of this organization.
Well, I will say that he is in the final year of his contract, so he is an unrestricted free agent. So instead of losing him for nothing, it only makes sense for an 0-6 team to at least acquire something for him, because I would think it would be unlikely that he would re-sign here.
Yeah.
You know, he could say that he loves it here and he likes being a part of the team and he wants to be a part of the turnaround. But let's face it, nobody wants to be a part of a winless team. Nobody wants to be a part of a team that doesn't feel like it's going anywhere anytime soon. So I can understand his frustration. I also can understand his hope to be traded to what he would believe would be a contender. Now, who that contender would be and what they'd be willing to give up for him, that's a whole nother set of circumstances that Darren Muji has got to fight through and figure out.
So you don't have a problem with this? I thought you'd hate this.
I mean, this is the world we live in now. This is the social media stuff, and whatever he's trying to say, I kind of feel like whatever their policy over there is regarding social media and X posts, that this is probably I don't know if it's a mild violation of maybe what they've asked the players not to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, sure, but it's ambiguous, I suppose. It's not as if he went on there and said, get me the hell out of here. Sort of like A.J. Brown, posted some quote from some philosopher that was basically translated into "throw me the ball, you jerk."
Yes,
yes,
that's
really what it was.
Well, I would say that there are going to be players who are going to be disgruntled. There is no question about that, and whether it be A.J. Brown or Breece Hall or anybody else for that matter that's on a losing team now. A.J. Brown's not on a losing team; he's on defending world champions. But it seems like something's got to give there too. That's the big thing about is Howie Roseman going to shake things up. I'd love to see what he's going to do, because I always feel like he's the guy, and John Lynch, those two guys I feel like are the most aggressive when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah, and I know that Braylon Allen is out for the Jets, but they're not going anywhere. It really doesn't matter. Trading Breece Hall, if you're not going to keep him, is a smart thing to do. So Connor Hughes of SNY, who's covered the Jets a ton, said that the consensus out there and the people he's talked to is a 5th-round pick for Breece Hall, potential for 4th if two teams compete for him, but absolutely no way would it be a 3rd because of durability concerns, and he's going to be a rent-a-player most likely.
Yeah, that's the point. There's not the extra year of the contract. So, I mean, if you can get a 4th-round pick for him, I would do it.
Does he end up with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, everybody says Kansas City is this landing spot. They are getting, first of all, they got 2 wide receivers back. They got Hollywood Brown back, and they all of a sudden have started to take off, and they're getting back Rashee Rice this week.
Yeah,
from his suspension. They have Xavier Worthy. He's back now. Mm-hmm. They got a full complement. I mean, they have running backs. They don't need any more running backs.
Okay. I mean, it seems just reading ChiefsKingdom.com over here.
They feel like they want another running back, and that he would be a target for them.
It says Chiefs should be all over reported Breece Hall trade price. The Chiefs need a running back, and the Jets reported asking price for Breece Hall is reasonable. So Yeah, I mean, he's going to, if it's going to be a contender, obviously, that he gets traded to. So, of course, just like the recent history we've seen with teams or players leaving New York teams to go to other places, Breece Hall has the potential.
What about the Steelers?
The talent that he has to be that next guy. Yeah. Now, do the Jets care about trading him to an AFC team?
Well, that's
No.
the Chiefs are an AFC team.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're only talking about AFC teams.
Well, I would just say, they're not going to trade him to the Patriots. They're not going to trade him to the Bills. And not going to trade him to the Dolphins.
And plus, he's probably not going to sign with the team that trades for him, most likely. But, so yeah, you really wouldn't care. Yeah, I mean, I suppose Steelers could be one for sure. But he's going to go to a contender. He's going to be a much talked about player if he goes to that contender, and there's probably people on fantasy football rosters that have Breece Hall that are hoping to God that he gets traded to a team that actually knows how to score some points. But I mean, but this is another one of these sad things when you think about the Jets. So much potential, broke out in a big way when he was a younger player, dealt with some injury, but it's just going to end poorly. And, he sees his buddies that he came into the league with, and Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson get money from the organization. He's not going to get money, free 20, get me out of here, which is the exact thing you talked about what they didn't want from Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact that this was going to be a very bumpy ride to start the season.
Yeah.
And so they essentially bought the silence of their two-star players, and now we're starting to see a little bit of, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising. I mean, I guess if I were Breece Hall, I probably would feel the same way. If I could get out of here and I could go to a contender and I could actually have an impact on that team in a positive way that would help my free agency.
Yeah, I mean, to me, no one should be, untouchable with this Jets roster when they're trying to turn over the whole thing. Right? I mean, even the guys you signed. I mean, Garrett Wilson, I think he's a very talented player. I mean, if someone asked for Sauce Gardner and would be crazy enough to trade for him and say, the contract that you gave him is pretty reasonable, and we would have him under, and I don't know if there's some sort of no trade clause in there, but if someone even called for him, I'd be like, you know what? Screw it. Get me Sauce Gardner. I wouldn't even think twice about trading just about anybody on this roster. Maybe Arbon Membu is the one guy that you don't want to trade because he's a rookie offensive.
You're not going to trade Fashanu.
You can't. Yeah, you can't.
You can't
trade the offensive line.
Don't trade the offensive line, and I wouldn't trade your edge rushers, Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald. I wouldn't trade those guys either. Although there may be a little bit more of a package to get one of those two guys.
Yeah,
because you got to believe that the 49ers believe that they are definitely in the running right now. They've stayed above water. They've stayed above 500. I know they lost this past week, but they're still a very good team. But they lost Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, both of those players.
Yep.
Those are all pro defensive players that they've lost for the entire season.
Yep.
So you know that John Lynch has got to be on the phone.
Yeah, and he's always been active, as you've mentioned before. So this is another Jet-related thing that I saw. There's a guy, Nick's account that I follow on X actually sent me this, Nick Central Alex. So there's an account, NFL UK in Ireland, right? And it says this is from, I guess, when the Jets were over there in London. It says the sort of dedication you find in London with a green heart emoji next to it. And it's a man with a Jets tattoo on his arm. All right? And I'm going to show it to you, and you tell me what you think. Jets tattoo on his arm of a specific player. And that specific player is number 7.
Wow.
And a lefty.
Wow, that is me. Yeah, wow.
This guy's got a full Boomer Esiason Jets tattoo down his entire forearm.
Ah, that poor son of a bitch.
I mean, and he's from, I'm assuming he's from over there, but, you couldn't be doing that if you were here.
No.
Would you?
No.
Yeah, that'd be a little nuts.
I think you should get used to saying the name. Fernando.
Okay.
Fernando Martinez. the starting quarterback at Indiana. Start watching Indiana games, kids.
Oh, he's going to be the guy who ends up with the Jets.
I don't know, but right now projected to be the number one quarterback taken in the draft in 2026.
Yeah, until there's some guy from Schmush Face U somewhere who comes up and throws 400 yards at a football game and then throws a 700-yard pass at the combine and then all of a sudden becomes the best player in the world and the Jets will draft him and then his mind will melt on the field and they'll have to cut him in 2 years.
Right. So Fernando was at California for a few years, and then he went into the transfer portal. And Kirk Sidnetti, the coach from Indiana, decided this is my guy, and this guy looks the real deal. He's a big, strong kid. He's got a great arm, and right now projected to be the number one quarterback off the board at the moment. So what I'm just saying to Jet fans, that could be your quarterback of the future. I mean, you might want to watch some Indiana football games. They are not your dad's Indiana. This is not just a basketball school anymore. This is a football school, and they will be in the running this year.
What's his name again?
We just did a whole song.
Yeah, no, Fernando what?
Martinez.
Sure about that?
I'm pretty sure it's Fernando.
Mendoza.
I'm sorry. Mendoza.
You just did a whole thing on it with the wrong name.
Fernando's right.
You just gave me that whole just a whole thing about it.
I gave you.
So I was looking it up and it's wrong.
You know what I should have said. I was thinking Carlos Mendoza and then Martinez and everything.
There's really no excuse for that because if you were thinking Carlos Mendoza, you would have said the same name, the right name, because of Mendoza and Mendoza, you went Martinez.
Thanks for pointing out my shortcomings. I appreciate that.
Well, I wouldn't have done that if you didn't give me that condescending. We just did a whole thing on it.
All right.
Then I had to come back with it. See, that was just
Fernando Mendoza. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Tit for tat there. Yeah. You know what they used to? We had a couple of Martinez brothers on Bellport football. Coach Sip used to call them Martinez.
Martinez?
I was like, that's not how it's pronounced, Coach.
Okay.
Martinez! I told you to blitz, Martinez! Fernando Mendoza. This is so sickening that we are sitting here on October 15th, and we're already talking about whether the Jets are going to draft a quarterback.
I just think, whatever. He's just one of the guys that will potentially be coming out, and he certainly, if you watch Indiana football, they're going to be in the mix this year. They got a good team. They had a good team last year too. He wasn't, I wasn't there last year, but this year he is.
Tankathon already. Was this the earliest Tankathon check of all time?
I don't know.
I think it has to be.
Is he on Tankathon?
I mean, we always talk about the draft order in Tankathon.
Right.
So there it is, Tankathon. Oh, my God. I mean, there's a lot of bad teams here, though. Like, the Jets will somehow screw up not getting the first pick. And
that may be a good thing. Sometimes you don't want the first pick. You want the pick to be made for you.
Yeah, listen, I'm not disputing that. However, and we talk about this all the time about, it's a crapshoot, it's this or that, which is true. You don't know. But there's also, a lot of really good players that are drafted in the first round as well. And one thing that the first pick overall guarantees you is that the player that you want the most, you get. So it's all on you. You can't sit there and say, well, we wanted this guy, but we fell behind here. Oh, we wanted to grab that guy, but we couldn't. And then they traded up and we couldn't do it. No, the guy you wanted, you got. So whoever that is, quarterback or not, if you get the number one overall pick, the guy you want the most is on your team.
Well, how about if you do what the Giants did? They really wanted Jackson Dart, so they traded back up into the first round to go get him.
Yes, they did.
So that's another way to go get the guy that you really want.
True, but I'm not just talking about quarterback. No matter who it is, you go through your whole draft process. The number one guy on your board, you're the only team. Well, not the only team, because someone might have players rated differently. But the only team that's guaranteed to have the number one player on your board on your team. So that's why you want the number one overall pick.
Okay.
And, so, I mean, the Browns could screw this up. I mean, imagine being
Are they going to take another quarterback?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you? If you're them.
So here's two names I'll give you. Where are they next year?
Okay.
Where is Mac Jones? And where is Deshaun Watson?
I mean, jail.
Come on.
I really have no. Deshaun Watson, I don't think is playing another football game ever. I don't think he's. I think no.
Okay,
so he's done. Mac Jones is an interesting one. Got to see. I mean, how much more he plays, and then what team may give him a Sam Darnold type contract if he continues to do that. And remember, Sam Darnold started the entire season was 14-3. So I mean, Mac Jones is not going to be playing the entire season, but yeah, I mean, he could very easily end up with a starting job next year, or being like the transition guy, or I'm going to start the season with this dude and then have our rookie come in at some point. But yeah, those are interesting ones for sure. But yeah, here we are, October 15th. What quarterback will the Jets draft?